Hello there, Emma Thornley's here, coming at you live today from a very sunny Costa del Sol. How are you doing today? Today I'm reflecting on something very personal to me, something that's I'm very passionate about, and it's very personal and vulnerable, and asking the question, is it just me? Which in fact is a rhetorical question, because I know that it's not just me, but it can just feel so much like it is just us when we're in the depths and the thickness of our thoughts and our own challenges and problems in our lives. So I'm sharing this blog post from me and hoping that it might spark some ideas, some thoughts for you, and some hope. I realise now that I'm in my early 50s, that I've spent most of my life in my head, worrying, ruminating, second guessing, procrastinating, pondering, revisiting. I'm sure I could go on. For the most part, my mind has not been a comfortable place to be, particularly at times where I've been really challenged with a stressful job, being a parent, no matter what age the child, parents being ill, when dating, starting a new business, new venture, actually most of life's challenges and adventures. Looking back now, I can recall how I spent so many nights as a teen replaying events over and over again about a boy that I went out on a date with once. And it never went beyond that. The stories I told myself about him, about boys in general, about myself and the world at large. And never once did I ask myself in all my ruminations whether I even liked the boy. It was all just more fodder for my hungry, worried, and desperately seeking to control and make it all okay mind. And as time went on, of course, there was more and more food to feed that particular monster. And being the sensitive, hypervigilant, and overachieving soul that I was, and in some ways still am, that just created more and more balls for my pinball mind. Low-level anxiety crept up, and as it increased, I used food and alcohol to disassociate from it and numb my pain, to effectively escape my punishing mind. And it worked until it didn't. For me, the anxiety grew and grew as I pushed my feelings down frantically and focused on the thoughts in my head, creating even more stress, overwhelm, and almost total disconnection from me. And while the rest of the world was actually pretty oblivious to my inner torment. Really hard for me to believe, but clearly I was a pretty good actress. The stressful job became my focus. My relationships suffered. My physical and mental health suffered until enough was enough. I burnt out. I quit. For quite some time, I experimented with what felt like woo-woo specialists at times, often with unrealistic promises and timelines. Saw therapists. But for me, many of these seem to just fuel the fire in my mind and end in shame, recriminations, and a sinking sense that I would never be able to experience anything different. However, with persistence, the pain was real. It pushed me forward to move away from it. And sometimes desperation, slowly but surely over the coming months and years, I started to experience glimmers of hope. These were actually the times that I took the challenging journey to go within me with increasing amounts of self-compassion. That certainly was not there at the start. To go within was the one place I'd kind of been hyper-focusing on in my mind, but avoiding at the same time for all those years. Slowly but surely, I started to listen and tune into me. The very place that our culture tries to steer us clear of. Listen to this expert's advice on relationships, on how to lose weight, how to live our lives, how to parent, how to get promotion, make money, you name it. It's never discussed, let alone taught. how to listen to and trust our own unique selves. Now I'm in my 50s, my mind is a lot nicer place to be, thank goodness, most of the time. I'm a lot calmer and more present. I feel I'm much more authentically me, rather than pretend to have ticked all the boxes that I felt I needed to tick in my 20s and 30s. I am connected and grounded to myself, more aware of my thought patterns, my feelings, and how to navigate those in good times and challenges, to bring myself what I need in the moment: self-compassion, love, connection, whatever it might be. This has been through a lot of self-reflection with the right tools, courses, programs, and mentors, and dedication to look and trust me, get to know and discover myself, rebuild my self-trust. I have to admit I was really scared, especially at the start, as I feared, as I embarked on this inner journey, it was selfish, that I could lose everything around me, I could change, I could end up losing my relationship, my friends, my foundation. In turn, I now feel really passionate about helping other midlife women to do just the same, to break free, get unstuck from those unhelpful thoughts, to get unstuck from overwhelm, from fear, uncertainty, procrastination, and how we all can get in our own way, to create the peace, calm, clarity, and connection that so many of us yearn for. I help these women to do it a lot quicker than I ever did, and with a lot less pain in the process. For so long, I lived in fear of rocking the boat, being a burden, making the wrong decision, doing anything very different in case it all went sideways and I ended up looking stupid and with nothing, in case it took away from my family and from my loved ones. However, for me and the women I've worked with, the opposite has been true. Yes, I have changed, but I have become a stronger, fuller, more authentic version of myself. I have found a still place inside. I now feel able to be more vulnerable and authentic and connected to that still place, rather than stuck in my worries and in my fear. I have lost part of that old version of me, but most importantly, I have gained the most important relationship of all, the one with myself. I'm curious what you think about those thoughts. If it sparked any thoughts or ideas or questions for you, please do feel free to share below. I am going to be sharing more about my journey of going within and finding the right tools and practices to connect with ourselves in the coming weeks and months. It's not a journey for the faint of heart. I'm not going to pretend it is, but it is so worth doing. And this work is so much better when we do it together, and much more fun too. So do join me on this journey. If you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, I'll put the link below. I've also got a free Facebook group for midlife women who want to revive and thrive. So do join us. It's a really supportive community space for amazing midlife women just like you. Thank you for listening. I'd love to hear your thoughts, feelings, questions, anything that it brings up for you. Either share below or feel free to send me an email. And here's to us all, however it looks, and our own uniqueness, to embrace our fullest selves, to break free of whatever is holding us back, but especially our own minds. Take good care. Bye for now.